Good afternoon, everyone. March 24th, 2019. I thought I would do something a little bit different today. Ever since I started collecting, I've been putting comics aside, some comics aside separately. I mean, I have them in cataloged in alphabetical order, but I have put a few aside based on runs and a few aside based on just on favorites, general category of favorites. Either I liked the cover or I liked the storyline or I like the character, and I just particularly, it was a one-shot story kind of thing, and I just liked it. Just for one reason or another, I put it aside and put it aside as a favorite. And so I thought I would go over my actually quite a bit of favorites. So but it's not a particular. This is the one comic above all my favorite, but. That one would have to be one comic above all. Might be my ASM 300 signed by Todd McFarlane, but I don't know. Anyway, so here we go. Gonna do fairly quickly. I hope still be a long video. Fantastic Four 81. I like it because of the just the color. It's just the way it looks. The color, how she stands out. Everything else is similarly blend. Like I said, it might not be the brightest, but I like it. And it's also in a very, very nice shape for being, 40 years old at least, 50 years old. Amazing Spider-Man 194, first appearance of Black Cat. That's why I like this one. Is I just this is even in a low grade, which I believe this is. It's the way a cover of reflectability warning in the lower grade. This thing is still worth a pretty penny. So I like the two on the cover. It was one of those personal grails I never thought I'd get. Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man and Daredevil 141. Favorite because I like the black suit Spider-Man. This is one of the three, one of the three that claim to have the first appearance of the black suit. ASM 252 and Spectacular Spider-Man number 90. So I like it. Miss Marvel number 17. Just because I like the cover. I mean, what guy doesn't like the torn superhero suit where it's just hinting at, man, I wish it was a little bit more, because she is an attractive superhero. These next two are political in nature, so bear with me if you don't like that sort of thing. Barack Panther number 1, one shot. I like President Obama, was always a supporter. So I bought it when I found it. And Barack Panther versus Tremendous Trump. This is the Blue Victory comic. Comic. There is a Red Victory if you're a Republican supporter. So I like that. Superman and Superman, 100-page, super spectacular one shot. I just love this kind of modern revamping. What was Superman find and how did he come out if he was in the modern times? Just really love it. It's a beautiful cover, good story. It's very interesting. These next four are I like because of the story. Superman number 49, part 1 of the Crisis of the Crimson Kryptonite, where Lex Luthor gets his hands on some red kryptonite with the help of Mxyzptlk and takes Superman's powers away. So part 1. Adventures of Superman 272, part 2 of Crisis of the Crimson Kryptonite. Part 3 of the story Action Comics 659. One of the ones I liked more because I like that suit he's in. Almost looks like a android or a robot. Cyborg, I guess is the proper term. And Superman number 50, Back to Full Power, Crisis of Crimson Kryptonite Part 4, signed by Jerry Ordway. Limited edition of 2,500. And it comes with certificate of authenticity to verify the signature up here. It's number 80 of 2,500. So that's that. These next two I like because I liked when Superman became the electric blue Superman. I found that very fascinating because I had known about it beforehand. It completely threw me off surprise that he turned into some sort of electric, power, and not who he was. But Superman Blue, Action Comics 742, and Superman, Man of Steel, Superman Red, number 77. I like them because of connecting covers. And this is after he turned into Superman Blue. He split. His personality is split-wise. So I like them because of connecting covers. Took a little bit before I found both of them, but I liked it. Action Comics, Annual 1991, number 3. Superman gets elected president of the United States. I liked it. Yeah, don't tell Trump. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't support the alien becoming president. Action Comics number 1, Loot Crate, replica, certificate of authenticity. Got 2 copies of these, this one, and a CG Seed 9.0. Action Comics 692. I like the cover, but I also like this one because after the Reign of Superman or Superman Returns, this is how we find out exactly how he came back. So that's why I like this one. So now I learned that he can't really do it again. These next 2 I like. I like this one because it was interesting, and it's a very controversial issue in today's time. Yes, it was written back then. It was good. It was good-natured. It was well-intentioned. It was not by any means what we consider racist today. Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane, number 106, 15-cent issue, where Lois transforms into a black woman for a day to look for a story. Controversial because if it was written today, it would have been she would have talked to. They would have hired a reporter that was African American, black, to do the story. So it's seen as racially insensitive. Bad condition, detached cover, missing centerfold. But I found it for $1 up in Pueblo, Colorado. So it was interesting, and it was a key. So so I grabbed it. I liked this cover when I first saw it on eBay, I believe. Sorry. Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane, number 71, a 12-cent issue. Lois being blackmailed. I like it. I like the cover. It's in good condition. Not great condition. I'd say it's a high-low grade to a low mid-grade. And The Batman Who Laughs, Dark Knights. It's a one shot, I believe. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not 100% sure the whole origin of that. Oh, hey Don Thomas. My favorite villains and why? Um, I don't know 100%. I mean, I probably have way too many favorites or way too many that I like to really narrow it down. I'm sure you know what I mean because if you're talking about Superman, my favorite villain is Lex Luthor, just because I like the genius of him. But I'd say the two coolest villains I've ever read about that I just like more about him was Batman Who Laughs. I mean, because seriously, Batman with Batman's genius with Joker's twisted sense. I mean, that's a nightmare you'll never wake up from. But Amazing Spider-Man. My other favorite villain I think was the Red Goblin. I think those are my two favorites, to be honest. But otherwise, I have favorite. Otherwise, my favorite is just it's more of an infatuation, if you know what I mean. But this is my I like this one because of storyline, like the origin. Not his first appearance, but I think it's kind of an origin and story of the Batman Who Laughs. My wife got it for me for a Christmas present because I wanted it. This one is a favorite because I just like the cover. Spawn #9, first appearance of Angela, first appearance of some name I can't pronounce, so don't ask. It's Cog Aristo or something like that. But I just like the cover. Her whole she kind of looks like a Viking, a Viking stripper to me. But these next three I like because they're just interconnected in theme, I guess. The first one I got was Superboy #1. The Reign of Tomorrow. I liked him. Next one, Steel #1. Reign of Tomorrow. I like this Washington D.C. background. The colors are soft and they just go so well together. My favorite cover of the connecting ones were Supergirl #1, Reign of Tomorrow. I really like this cover and background. I like how the fact that these two are mirrored or copied in their position almost completely. I mean, I guess they all harmonize in a way, but I like them. Put them away for now. Oops. But how about you, Don? Who's your favorite villain and why? I mean, it's an interesting question to ask. I find your favorites reveal just a little bit about who people are. Like my favorites being Spider-Man and Superman, the Boy Scout, the good for goodness sake guy, with principle, and the average guy doing what he can to help. The friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, who's not perfect but does his best. I mean, that's me. I wish I was better, and God knows I'm not perfect, but I try to do the best I can. I like the Immortal Hulk #14. Just this iconic cover. Iconic looking, the blast in the background, them hurtling with the Hulk over their shoulder. The Batman Who Laughs, the Grim Knight #1. I believe this was a one shot, but I like the B cover, this B variant cover. It's very interesting. I like it a lot. Just spoke to me, the grimness of it, the colors. DC Comics presents #87, Superman and Superboy, Crisis of Infinite Earths crossover. I just like this cover. What's your favorite DC? What's your favorite story that you have read from DC or Marvel? Well, what got me into collecting comics was the Reign the reign and the death. I'm not sure how it's the death and reign of Superman. You know, that was always really, really interesting. That's what really got me into collecting comics. Otherwise, my favorite stories, it just depends. Like I said, it's part of what this video is about. It's my favorite stories. There was a Crisis of the Crimson Kryptonite for the Adventure, Action Comics, Superman, and Superman Man of Steel, I think. But the Forte crossover, I mean, that's one I liked. But ultimately, my favorites for DC was the reign of Superman and the death of Superman. Just that time period, something about that is just iconic to me. Marvel, I'm just gonna go for Marvel. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Red Goblin, just because I don't know Marvel as well as I do DC. Even though I've been really collecting Marvel recently, or should I say, really collecting Spider-Man real recently. But those are my favorite storylines, and that's what I like. But anyway, I like the cover on this one. Not as easy to understand the story to me, but I liked it. This one I liked a lot because of the story. The Adventures of Superman, annual 1991, number 3. Wave Rider, worried about how godlike Superman can be. Kind of jumps into the future, plays out. What happened with Superman? Will Superman choose to become an ultimate tyrannical dictator, or will he continue to be who he is? And so the future, whatever, Superman and Lois get married. She dies as a complication of carrying his baby, and he leaves Earth in sadness and all that, and kind of gets together with Maxima in a sense. It's too much to explain, but I liked it a lot. It was very interesting. I mean, it's one of those refreshing stories that's different, that you could support if it actually took that, or I could support if it actually took off that way. Action Comics 1000, the A cover, just iconic looking. And also it's the landmark, 1,000 issues of Superman. Just iconic. Can't wait for Wednesday for the Detective Comics 1000. Although they're going to be a little more expensive, $2 more expensive than this one was. My favorite villain from DC, the Joker. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention him. The Riddler, Lex Luthor. My favorite villain from Marvel being Thanos, Loki, and Magneto. Yeah, the trickster. Magneto, I can definitely see Magneto. He's always one of those powerful villains that never seems to reach his limit. And Thanos, I liked Thanos a lot. I mean, I could understand his madness and his desire, for saving the world or saving the universe for the wrong way. Hey, Jeff Comics. Oh, Jeff Comic, nice to see you. But yeah, Thanos, I can definitely see. I can understand his madness, and in a way, on principle, I could support it. Just because on principle, not doing it, but on principle, just because even madness makes sense to a degree if you truly think about it unbiasedly. Action Comics 1000, the 90s variant cover by Dan Jurgens, signed by him, with certificate of authenticity, number 123 of 500. Gift from my brother for my birthday last year, or the Christmas last year. Anyway, it was a gift because I like Superman and Dan Jurgens. I like his storyline, his stories, or his art. I like his Superman. Action Comics 1006 variant cover. I just like, I liked it. This whole New Year's Eve celebration thing, with the kiss by Lois and all that. But yeah, not really valuable, and not worth too much, not worth much. Obviously, except cover value. But favorites are favorites for whatever reason. This one was just, I loved the cover. The Adventures of Superman Red and Superman Blue. So Adventures of Superman 555. Just that red and blue intertwined fighting was just beautiful and gorgeous to me. I love this one a lot, just because of the gorgeous on the cover. Some colors just go together. I like this storyline. Okay, these next two-part storyline. I liked it for the story. Convergence, Superman 1 and 2. Birth of John Kent. Superman's son, Superman and Lois's son. So interesting. I mean, I don't know how they're born. He was born and they end up in a Flashpoint. With the Batman's father as Batman. Don't know how they ended up there exactly, but it was interesting. But I'm not really sure exactly how. Anyway, like I said, I like the story. I can't remember it right now. The Man of Steel, number 1, the older of the 6-part miniseries by Byrne and Gilly Golrun. G something. Kind of a story and life of Superman in a sense, in the 6-part series, but I like this one. I found this in my local comic book shop for $2. I don't know, I liked it. It's the official movie adaptation of the movie Supergirl number 1. It was a one comic thing. And it was $2, and I liked it. I mean, at first I passed it up for a few weeks just because it seemed too girly, in a sense. But it was on the movie. I liked it. It was softer than I was used to. That's why I didn't get it at first. But I like the iconic look of the cover. That's why I got it. Supergirl number 23. The foil kind of cover. I like that, especially how her eyes look. You flash it just right. Move it just right, and the light glances, and her eyes flash at you. The piercingness of the blue. I like blue. It's my favorite color. So things like that really stick out to me. Superman Forever, number 1. Superman goes from Man of Steel to the electric Superman Blue, Superman Red. He divides, and this is after he managed to become whole again. I guess he spend some about the Armageddon end of days kind of thing for the storyline. But anyway, this is back to being the old man in blue, Man of Steel in blue. So this was an Elseworld issue. I liked it a lot. It was very interesting. Superman speeding bullets. Superman comes to Earth, lands in Gotham, and is raised as Bruce Wayne instead of Clark Kent. He's Bruce Wayne. What I found interesting about the costume is it was a complete facial cover thing. It wasn't, I'm Batman, but it was completely masked. I found that interesting. But I found this up at Mile High Comics in Denver. So I liked it. In fact, I actually went looking for that one just because it was interesting storyline. Superman as Batman. This one I like just because of the colors and the cover. No other reason. Superman number 53. Iconic. Favorite Superman movie? Well, I do like the original Superman number 1 with Christopher Reeves, but my ultimate favorite Superman would have to be, I think, I almost hate to say it because I feel like I'm being just a modern guy, but Man of Steel. Right before Batman vs Superman and Justice League, the Man of Steel, because something about him as Superman, I really, really liked the outfit, the actor, and he just screams, this looks like Superman. Plus, he gets to fight Zod. I mean, two Kryptonians tearing their way through Metropolis. The only thing better would have been had they done a better job with Doomsday in Batman vs Superman. I did not like Doomsday in that. I felt he should have been more like the comic books. You like the CW guy? Yeah, I mean, I liked him, and I was excited when he appeared on Supergirl. I'm like, oh, finally, enough of this texting on the screen. I get to see Superman. But I think Man of Steel is my favorite Superman movie, followed by Justice League. Just because, again, one of my favorite storylines, the storyline that got me into comic books was the Reign of Superman, Death of Superman, and so these last three Superman in movies is basically like bringing that story arc to life. What got me into comics, so that's why I like those the best. Is because it just reminds me so much of what got me into comic books. Superman number 59. Lois asks, in this issue, Lois asks Clark the burning question, why are you Superman? I like this cover. Just, I think they're on top of the Himalayas or whatever. I think just something about this issue I really, really liked. Spent like $5, $5 or whatever on when I found it. I came across it by chance at Mile High Comics when I was there. I just like that cover. All right, so speaking of my last answer, Superman number 75, not the one that's valuable, but the other polybag, not the platinum version, but this polybag version. So still in its bag because I don't want to open it and take it out of it, and it's protected as is. Plus, I have other copies, so there's that one. Superman number 75, third print. I think this is my second favorite one after the first print, just because I like the blue. Superman 75, fourth print. Fourth print in worse shape. Sorry, I do my own jokes and I make myself laugh. One of my favorite Superman comics, Superman number 123, when he first turns into the electric blue. Ready for the next century. I like this iconic. I like this cover. But I think I like the B cover best, or whatever, the glow in Superman 123, the glow in the dark cover. Watching this from the beginning so I can catch up. Wanted to say hi, but I'm sure I will not hear your response for at least 26 minutes. So yeah, hi, we love comics. I'm glad you showed up. But yeah, this is one of my favorites of Superman. Well, I always wondered why exactly they thought that. I mean, I know they did different things. Like I think I heard once or whatever that I'm not sure if it was a publicity stunt when they killed Superman, or when he died, and with the Death Superman thing, or bringing him back, for a full year. It's was World Without Superman. So I'm not sure if it was like revitalizing him or whatnot, but I don't know. It's kind of like when I first saw it, I did not like it, just because it was a different, and humans in general don't like change. So it was like, why the hell do you mess with Superman? He is what he is. But I grew to like him, but I was so glad when they changed him back. Superman number 132. This is one of the first issues. Yeah, I agree. Aggressively relaxing. In comics, everything is publicity stunt. I mean, hell, you might argue, because I know some people didn't like the Captain Marvel movie for I think like feminizing or whatever. I won't go into it. I'm not here to divide or state my opinion. But some viewed it as a publicity stunt for political correctness. But I agree. Everything is a publicity stunt. Just like I argue with my brother, everything in life is about politics. He hates that argument. But I like this cover a lot. It's one of the beginnings of right after they split into red and blue. The final issue of Superman 135. Yeah, so this is the final issue of when they are separated into Electric Blue. Right after this issue, you got Superman Forever when he becomes one guy again. But at least I think it's the final one. I'm not 100% sure, but I liked the cover. It's almost like like this cool, almost like he creates an energy bubble when it's really the Earth, the way they're separate, when they're set up. All right, Superman 223. It's part of the Infinite Crisis storyline, I guess. I liked it just because it seemed iconic to me. Supergirl's farewell. She's flying off into space by the looks of it. Superman's watching sadly. I liked it. I'll give you 2 reasons why I liked it. Can you guess? As they say, boys will be boys. But other than that, the 3rd reason is just because I like the cover. Wow, coming up on the end of my big old list. Thank you for everyone who's managed to hang on this long. Superman #1 of the New 52. I've only read this 1 issue of the New 52 of Superman. I don't think I was liking where the storyline was going, but I just wanted the #1 of it. But I do like the, you can argue with me if you want. Something about just when they changed it, when he's no longer, it took 75 years, but Superman finally remembered that his underwear goes under the outfit, not over it. And so it's the red belt and all that. But I just like this uniform of Superman. And it's the one change I was happy with. I'll take it either way. The iconic red underwear for the back of it, lack of a better word, or this. But I liked the redesign of Superman they did for at least a while. I'm not sure if it's still there or not. Superman #45. Nothing about this one in particular, other than the fact that it was a family storyline. Superman, Lois, John are just enjoying the day. It's a family day. They're having fun. It was just a real peaceful, happy, enjoyable issue. So I liked it a lot. Superman, Man of Steel, #75. I like the homage to the death of Superman. That's why I like this cover so much. The death of Mixel Pikulik, or Mixel, that guy. So if I had to say my 2 favorite comic books ever would be Superman #75, Death of Superman. It's my favorite DC comic, and my favorite my favorite Marvel would be Amazing Spider-Man 300. There's something about that cover. Plus, I like I said, Black Suit Spider-Man I really like that. It took me a while to find the answer to this question, but once I found the answer, every time I found a comic book related to Superman Red, Superman Blue, I was constantly looking through it to see if I can find out the answer of how the hell they split up. How they split into 2. Because all of a sudden I'm reading about Superman Blue, and all of a sudden here's a red guy. So I finally found the answer. Superman Red, Superman Blue, #1. I believe this one's meant to be looked at with 3D glasses, because it's hard to look at for the eyes. It gives me a headache if I look at it for more than 10 seconds. But it explains why some villain I think trapped him in a container, and it was going to constantly circle his energy, and somehow it ripped him apart. And it took him a comic or 2 after that for him to realize that he was separated. And one of the last here is a Superman #7 B cover, variant cover. I like the red of the eyes and all that. I mean, these are not quite virgin covers, but I like them. It's the simplicity of it all. You know, just collapsing, him tearing through. I like it a lot. Spider-Man Classics, issue 8. It's a reprint of Amazing Spider-Man #7. You know, the Return of the Vulture, second appearance. So, got it real recently from a guy on Facebook. Well, on Facebook market group, it was auction. I think I bought it for like $3. But that's it for issues in front of me. I mean, I have other favorites. ASM 298, you know, first appearance of Eddie Brock, as Venom, or makes a cameo appearance at the end, and also first Todd McFarlane art cover. You know, I got that real recently from We Love Comics. You know, he was selling a bunch of his duplicates in packages, and I bought one from him. It contained a lot of great books, including 8. I think I actually counted it. He sent me 23. He sent me 2 or 3, a few small free ones, but he sent me 23 comics, and 8 of them were on my must-have list. So awesome. But yeah, he said, glad to see so many of the books I put in your mystery box being favorite comics. Yeah. Like I said, just because of the iconic issue, iconicness of it, you know, ASM 298, which is I haven't shown, but it's in my cabinet box, my cabinet storage unit. But yeah, a lot of them were just, you know, iconic in some regard. Were favorites. You know, a tie for first appearance of the black suit, Black Cat, great condition of Fantastic Four. You know, just a bunch of them. You know, hell, in fact, I'll show them off. I mean, I still have them here. Also, I'll show them off too. This is not part of the favorites. I mean, well, I will not say that. A lot of them are favorites. They're just not the. I want to keep them in the rest of the folder just so that all the Spider-Man are together. Amazing Spider-Man 90, Death of Captain Stacy. Amazing Spider-Man 173. Amazing Spider-Man 285, Punisher appearance. Fantastic Four 63, Sandman and Blaster team up. Excuse me. Iron Man #10. I don't usually collect Iron Man. I have a few in there, but I love this Silver Age. I mean, it seems like 12-cent comics are gorgeous. X-Men #31. First Cobalt Man. This one is a favorite. I didn't separate. These next 2 are definitely next 3 at least. These next 3 are definitely favorites. I just hadn't separated them yet. Marvel Spotlight on Ghost Rider #6. Second appearance of Ghost Rider. You know, Johnny Blaze's Ghost Rider and the origin retold. I love it. Definitely love it. I can't wait to read it. I haven't read it yet. The Infinity Gauntlet #1. You know, the 6-part series. I like that. This was a must-have for me. I like the fact that I got it right before Endgame. I wonder if the value will increase after Endgame. You know, on comics like that. Spider-Woman #1. New costume and origin of Spider-Woman. You know, Jessica Drew. Uncanny X-Men 139. Debut of new brown and tan Wolverine costume. Kitty Pryde joins the X-Men as Sprite. And first appearance of Heather Hudson, later becomes the Guardian, then Vindicator. But I like his little girl look in her hair. It's just what this reminded me of. It just, I mean, I know the X-Men are kids. The X-Men are kids, but that just really really nails down the point. You know what I mean? And I really love this this cover, this iconicness of it. The Uncanny X-Men 212. You know, first I guess first time Wolverine and Sabretooth matchup. But yeah, 40 minutes, 40 and a half minutes of that. But yeah, those are a lot. Like I said, I have way too many comics, and if I was really, really honest with you, I'd have to say that 70% are favorites, because after all, if you can't love it, why buy it? So there are so many there, you know, lots of Spider-Man. In fact, all the covers that you see there are some of favorites. You know, True Believers of ASM 300, Fantastic Four 48, Miss Marvel. Got the Superman Wedding Album, the issue down in the bottom right corner of where Superman reveals his identity to Lois Lane, a Fantastic Four reprint, Static Shock, which I liked as a kid, a Marvel milestone of Avengers #1, but a DC Comics first appearance of Mongol. But yeah, I've had a lot of books that I can possibly show all of them. So in fact, almost 42 minutes here is probably more than some people are willing to watch, to be honest, to see favorites. But thank you, those of you who watched. You know, Don, Thomas, the Time Lord, Jeff Comic 813, Aggressively Relaxing. You know, that's my kind of relaxing. And We Love Comics. Thank you guys for watching, for commenting. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I have 81 subscribers last I noticed. I wanted to do a 100 subscriber contest if I could ever get up to it. You know, so I'm fishing around ideas on what I want to do. Anywhere from favorite Amazing Spider-Man, or favorite Spider-Man related comic, if you have, and why, favorite DC comic and why, to a philosophical argument, like the whole Batman versus Superman, who would really kick whose butt and why, But I'm not sure if I should do it before I reach 100 or after I reach 100, because I've never done a contest before. I've only seen people do them, and so I really should watch a few of these videos to know for sure. So, but one of these days soon here, I'll make a contest video, and I'll send out a free comic as a prize. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you stay tuned for more of my videos. Next one will be on Wednesday. Can't wait to show you the Detective Comics 1000 that I'll be buying. I think we'll be buying 2. I'm pretty sure there's 2 covers I like. So, till next time, happy collecting and peace out. Bye.